Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, human beings of all ages, welcome to the adventures of Adam. I'm Adam, less adventure. Welcome to the hashtag No Dime Lifetime Free-to-Play series. We are on day 8, and today we're going to be shooting for some sacred shards in campaign. That's about the most exciting thing I could think to do today, other than grinding food endlessly. Yeah, what's up, Austin? Let's get rowdy. Hey, Skydoodle. What's going on, guys? I need to get my claim boss keys in real quick. Where are we at here? Looks like I'm almost ready to move on to hard. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Welcome. So as soon as clan boss keys are done, we'll jump into campaign. I might actually check arena first too, but it looks like I might be ready to move on to hard. This looks like I'm gonna be a 2 key on normal and a 1 key on easy. Hey, what's up, Banana Man Alt? On the cheeky in-game chat. Looks like they had caps on. Is my microphone too loud? It looks like it might be clipping a little bit. If it sounds like I'm clipping, will you guys let me know and I can make some adjustments? Oh, someone was asking me in YouTube comments if I had gotten the speed tune for this lineup figured out yet. And I was experiencing some difficulties. But I solved them last night. Okay, thank you, Austin. So let me go over. I want to do this at the top of the stream, so if anyone is watching this back on YouTube in the future, they can see it right away. I also figured out how to get it to run on Nightmare, which before this speed tune, I could not figure out how to get it to run on Nightmare. That's Nightmare Void, that's Nightmare Spirit. I think this is just Ultra Nightmare. Let me double check it real quick. Ultra Nightmare Spirit. I think it's the same on Spirit and Void. I don't have the calculator pulled up though. Okay. So Haikatune 235, 2-turn delay. Valerie 190, 4-turn delay. And then Vergis is 166. So this is much faster than the previous setup. Normally this would be marked to do increased defense and block debuffs last. Vergis has increased his speed to 266 because he is not covered by block debuffs for the Spirit Affinity debuff. So to compensate for him getting decreased speed, I had to make him faster. So rather than 249, it's 266. And marked at 227 and Feign at 202. And this works versus Void and Spirit Affinity. And Feign will have to be my stun target, unfortunately. That's just the way it has to be. And then to get this to work on Nightmare Spirit, oh wait, 246. Oh right. Yeah, this works against Ultra Nightmare 2. I tested it. Okay, so this is the new speed tune, right? 0 delays on anything with these two. It's full auto against Nightmare Spirit. 266, 227, and 202. So that was it was quite a bit of a headache, but I figured out that Haikatune just needed to be faster, and by making it faster, it works against Nightmare now. So this went from an Ultra Nightmare only speed tune to Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. You can see people are taking the decreased speed debuff, but it doesn't alter anything. It stays in sync. And then this is versus Void. You can see it looks Vergis going last. So, that's the picture I took for the thumbnail of this live stream. You weren't supposed to see that. So yeah, this is where I keep all my. I have a little personal notes tab on my Discord for stuff like that, so I can keep track of things. So yeah, that's the speed tune. It's still, I don't know. It's gonna be delicate, and I'm sure if people try to copy it, they're gonna have troubles, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of troubleshooting for people who need my help, because it's wonky. Like trying to, yeah, I don't know. It was a headache. I didn't think that Vergis's increased speed on a Hydra would affect things, but it looks like it was having a slight effect on things. But somehow making Hydra faster fixed it, which doesn't make sense. I don't know. I have no idea how or why. I just know that I tinkered it to death, and now it works. But now that Elhain is 6-star, I've been having a much easier time in Classic Arena, just one-shotting. Like, if they don't have a level 60 on their team, I pretty much win. So if you're new to the game and you're just watching this, 6-star, you're starting champion, and you'll have Sun Wukong. Just whoever your primary damage dealer / campaign farmer is, make sure you get them 6-starred. You have a much easier time just picking on everybody. Well, Skullcrown's unkillable, so. But yeah, I've just been like clearing pages out. Anyone who doesn't have a 60, I kind of own them a little bit. Also, I got Loki today, or yesterday. He looks really good. I want to make... Oh, Mordecai's dead. I guess it doesn't matter. Just one shot. Just smokes that Kale. Oh, misstep triggered. Okay. He likely would have died. Yeah, it's just having a level 60. You can just Terminator these other teams. Yeah, it's like, hey, what's up, TK? Yeah, you basically get like a 50% stat boost from your base stats, which scales dramatically because of your gear, right? So let's look at Vergis, because he's level 50. We'll use this as an example. So at level 50, he has 11,000 HP and 947 defense. I almost said 74. It's a dyslexia. Like 11,500 HP, 947 defense. So he gains like 5,000 more HP and 400 more defense. He's gaining about 50% more HP and about 50% more defense. Like, your stats increase dramatically when you go from 5-star to 6-star. So because of that, percentage-based stats on your gear scale off your base stats. So 20% more HP, like 20% more of 20,000 or 15,000, whatever it was. Like, you get more, like, so it's like almost like an exponential growth, because all these percentage value substats are stacking off what is now a much higher base stat. So it's massive how big of a boost it is to go from 50 to 60. So because of that, the best thing to do when you're a new player, even though it's kind of boring sometimes, is you should just farm food until you have a team of 5-6 stars. And then once you do that, you can pretty much go to like stage 15 and up on all the dungeons without struggling on the lower level ones. But today we're going to be cruising for these. We're shooting for the sacreds today. So that's what we're doing. So unfortunately, we're not going to be farming food. I just thought, because if the food dies, you don't 3-star. So I'm just going to try to 3-star everything, get the sacreds, because I think that would be fun to do. Not because it's the most efficient game plan for a new account necessarily. And I mean, getting sacreds is good. But in terms of just like, you know, at the worst, it's a guaranteed epic. And at the best, it's a random legendary. So it's still not a bad idea to pick up the sacreds. But I also want to see how difficult it's going to be to 3-star Olive Brutal, because if you're not active in my community Discord, you may not know, but we have been talking, speculating about the potential to do a 3-star brutal speedrun to get this sacred and this sacred inside the first 48 hours while the new player ×2 sacreds is active, to see if it would be possible to obtain them and crack them during the new player ×2. So I know I could add Vergis, but it would just probably just slow me down. Once I get to like Force Affinity stages, I'll throw Vergis in there, but there's really no point. I might be able to put Loki in there. I don't know if he would die this early on. No, he's not going to die with Elhain smoke and everything like this. Okay, I'll throw Loki in just so we can get some XP. I was looking at his kit, and he seems like he's really good for Hydra. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a good for early game Wukong, man. Yeah, sounds like you're set, TK. Oh, he gives Elhain increased attack too. Bam. So yeah, Loki is another potential next 6-star. He's kind of like a supercharged apothecary. Like, he does turn meter boosts and a big heal to someone who's low HP. But he also does increased attack and a bunch of other stuff too. Like, he's like a high utility supercharged apothecary. Yeah, he's gonna be really good in Hydra. Yeah. I think I've narrowed my next 6-star choice down. So I did a poll on my community page a couple of days ago, and it was between, because I forgot that I was getting Loki, so I didn't include him in the poll. But obviously he's a contender. So at the time it was between Vergis, Fane, Mordecai, and Soulbond Bowyer, who don't estimate Soulbond Bowyer. She was a massive carry in my free-to-play Rares Only Plus series. Like Arena, she was a carry. Spider, Fire Knight. I'll keep an attack percentage chest. Like Live Arena especially, because her A2 ignores 70% of the enemy's defense. So if you put her in Cruel and Savage, you're just gonna ignore 100% defense. So she could like one-shot Ultimate Death Knights and one-shot Duchess. Hey, what's up, ML? Yeah. And she also became my campaign farmer. She was a 6-second farmer for me on the Rares Only Plus. So she's got really good utility in a bunch of places. Yes, that's a good call out, Jolo. There's a new promo code, everybody. So if it's Raid V Play, you get a 5-star chicken, a bunch of energy, and a bunch of multi battles. I didn't collect the stuff yet, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of 50 multi battles, a 5-star chicken, and 500 energy from the promo code. I need to collect this too. I was saving the energy because I knew I was going to be doing this today. I wanted to make sure I didn't run out because I got to do all of hard and then all of brutal. Oh yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, the lifesteal would definitely make it much easier. I had to make my own lifesteal set, and it's working just fine. Your rares are for squares is popping off. It's good to hear, man. Oh yeah, the Amberfall. I've got a full list of promo codes and stuff on my Discord. There's a promo code section, and then I made 2 threads. One for currently active promo codes, and for anybody, and then a list of new player only promo codes. And yeah, the Amberfall one is another 5-star chicken promo code. What's the music? This is World of Warcraft. This is the Stormwind City theme song from the original World of Warcraft soundtrack. I wonder if I could link this playlist for you guys, if you guys are interested. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. I'm sure there's a way. Here it is. Share. Oh, this just says copy song link. I want the whole playlist. I can't. I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time looking for it, but yeah. I'm gonna take Loki out here because this wave does get a little dangerous sometimes. Huh, I wonder why it won't just let me share the whole playlist. I'm sure there's a way. Oh, wait. Share. Copy link to playlist. I found it, guys. Alright, so this is the playlist I play on my stream every night. It's on Spotify, if you're interested. If you just love these fantasy vibes. Oh yeah, yes, the brand new promo code, the Raid, what was it? Raid V Play. Yeah, it expires soon, so make sure you get on it. So, Mike, your rares are for squares account got me thinking. I think it would be fun. I don't know if I'll do it right away, but to do a free-to-play legendaries only challenge. Because I can start with Elenarl and Saito, or no, Karato, sorry. And then I could promo code for Sun Wukong, and then I'd get Loki. So I'd start with 4. But I don't know, that wouldn't make for a very balanced team. I think it'd just be funny to just do that. Oh, nice. Yeah, TK got Mighty Uko on one of his new accounts. So yeah, Wukong, Vergis, Tayrel, Loki, and Sigmund? Did you pull a Sigmund, or was that for a promo code? Because I thought the Sigmund was a new player only promo code, so I didn't try putting mine in because I had already claimed Mordecai. Legendaries, mythicals, and commons. No uncommons? That's funny. Oh, you pulled it from an ancient. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Alright. I was gonna say, man, I hope I didn't miss out. That would have been really nice. Now, I haven't pulled any of my shards yet. I'm sitting on 18 ancient shards. And hopefully by the end of the stream, we'll have 2 sacreds. We'll see. I'm sure I'll get the one from hard. I bet Elhain just smokes more too. Before he can even... But brutal's gonna be, well, brutal. Yeah, just waiting for ×2. Especially on the ancients, because even if I just pull epics, epics are still really good. What gear is my El Hain in? Here, I'll show you real quick. Campaign farmed lifesteal weapon. This was probably purchased from the market. I'm not sure where I got it, but it also might have been from campaign. I don't know. But this is campaign farmed. This was farmed from campaign. I think I got this from Ice Golem. So a pretty decent pair of crit rate gloves, speed and attack percentage, crit damage, and then speed boots with basically nothing. The fact that they have speed main stat and they're from the crit rate set is why they're equipped. And then I got this from, it was either, I think it was a campaign reward for clearing normal, because you get one for each of the, what could be a starter champion. So you get one for Gaelic. There doesn't appear to be a Sacred Order one. Maybe I sold it or something, I don't know. But then we got this from the Deck of Fate thingy. So we got a flat attack amulet with a little bit of crit damage, but the important thing is we get the 5% crit rate set bonus for having a one-piece Slayer. So that's extra 5% crit rate is really nice, because we're still pretty under, only 83%. So I'd like her to be at least 85. So maybe we'll get like a helm with a crit rate roll on it someday, and then we'll be there. So we're also getting some nice little like gems and stuff too. Yeah, I thought about going for Seeker, and if I happened to pull, what's his name, Wixwell or Tyrant, I wouldn't have been sad either, but I decided ultimately to save my shards. Yeah, I've definitely been slacking on my challenges. I was going to make it a goal to stick to the Arbiter missions on this account, but then I was like looking ahead to see what it was going to ask me to do, and once I saw that it was going to make me 5-star 4 champions before 6-starring a single champion, I was like, I'm just going to put this on the back burner for now. Yeah, I've heard these Wixwell rumors going around. I don't know what's up with that, if I'm being honest. Hey, what's up, Elborn? Welcome. One thing that the free-to-play Rares Only Plus challenge has taught me is that you don't need extremely OP champions to progress through the game. And once I've kind of learned that lesson, I have sort of overcome my urge to pull shards. Especially starting with the start that I have. Like, Vergis, Fane are going to be phenomenal for clan boss. So that leaves, Vergis, Fane, and then I already got Valerie from campaign. And then on day 30, I'll get High Katoon. So I'll have everything I need for my Clan Boss Speed Tomb except for Marked. So as long as I can pull a rare, Marked, I'll be able to do Ultra Nightmare. I already know that for a fact. And then for like other content, I've already got Mordecai for AoE, HP burns, turn meter boost, increase attack. So he's just really good too. And then Loki is nuts. So I kind of don't really need to pull my shards. Like, who would I be going for? Like, who could I get from a shard that would really help me more than the champions I already have? You know what I mean? Oh, let me look at these. I don't want to screw these up. Faction Wars boss. Can I even do that? Thank God. Oh, we made it to stage 12 in Faction Wars, by the way. Yes, yeah, gear's always the most important thing. I mean, champions can help. Like, at the end of the day, you do still kind of need the right effects, but you can achieve a lot of what you need from rares. There are really good rares in this game. I have very strong feelings about nerfing champions. They make it so goddamn hard to progress in Hydra, and then a team that comes out that everyone could have gained access to if they were playing while Wixwell was available comes out, and now Hydra is suddenly within the realm of, you know, oh, son of a, okay, within the realm of, you know, within reach. It's within reach for a lot of people. The fact that they would think about nerfing it, just, you know, it's so stupid. Like, what? I don't know. Yes, yeah, and the fact that they're ignoring Trunda, that's another big thing. And they've already nerfed Corpulent Cadaver. And then they nerfed the other one, the Madman, the Dwarven one. Like, they're just nerfing all the champions who, like, I don't know, it's stupid. It chaps my buttocks. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. If they wanted to fix the Hydra thing, they could just nerf Yannicka. But the fact that they're considering nerfing Wixwell means not only would they be nerfing the Hydra team, they'd also be nerfing a lot of people's clan boss team. Like, and I don't think they should. I don't know. It's you can't give someone the keys to the castle and then be like, oh yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. Give those back. Like, no, we already tasted the good life. You can't take away quality of life from players once they've already had it. I mean, you can do whatever you want if you're playing. It's your game, but you should have done more quality assurance testing. If they would have opened the what's it called? If they would have used the test server as an actual, like, beta or alpha testing ground and let players in, they could have got that feedback that Wixwell in his current state was too powerful. And they could have got that feedback early enough that they could have done something about it beforehand. Before it got into the hands of the players. And then we wouldn't even be facing this problem right now. Who was it, like Bronco? Who discovered that, the Wixwell team in Hydra with Yannicka? That's another reason why you shouldn't gate test server access to people who only have like 10,000 subscribers or whatever. Like, I don't know how many subscribers Bronco had at the time, but I don't know. Somebody, just because a player doesn't have a large audience doesn't mean they don't have the capacity to put together teams and theory craft and find ways to break your game. Yeah, Bronco has a lot of really cool content. Like, he was the first person who I saw that was doing, like, Sand Devil team stuff. Like, every time I would, like, try to come... when I was trying to find teams to work in Sand Devil, I would go to YouTube, and the only person who had anything close to what I was looking for was Bronco. It was like, he had all the teams that I was like, oh, well, I wonder if something like this would work. And, oh, Bronco's got this video, okay. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if this would work. And I did a search, and like, oh, Bronco's got the video. he was just like, had Sand Devil like on lockdown. He had it really figured out. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's something that the team at Fateless will do, is have the test server open to content creators, but not have it limited to how many subscribers a content creator has. Like, if somebody's good at the game and they have a good mind for the games and they're at a point where they want to create content for the game, just let them in the test server. And it was also like a case of the rich get richer sort of thing, because like, whenever a new hero comes out, people want to see them on the test server. So if I didn't have test server access, like, I'm at a disadvantage in terms of content creation. I got to compete with all these other much larger content creators who are putting content out about the champion before he's even released. And then if I don't pull the champion, I can't make content about it. So not having like the way that they did it was so stupid. And I'm really hoping with Susie in charge of the content creator program at Fateless and having a good relationship with her already, I'm hoping that she'll listen to my feedback on this kind of stuff. But they're miles off coming up with like an official program. But when the time comes, I will voice my feedback. Oh, is it really? Okay, I don't know much about what's going on, if I'm being honest. So ideally, Austin, the plan, and plans always change, but currently the plan is to have the beta early 2025. And the launch is aiming for summer of 2025. I feel you there, Austin. Yeah. I'm really excited for Godforge. And they also have Saphira working on quality assurance, hopefully meaning those types of things won't get out in Godforge. But I mean, as smart as Saphira is, you can't, things you're gonna get through. That's just the way it is. I have to win. How am I gonna find a team with a higher power, and then beat them? Okay, maybe. So if my Elhain can beat his Bellower. That's a stacked Bellower. Hold on. Okay, so my only hope is that my Mordecai's faster somehow. The Forge always... Forge burns away impurities, yeah. Hopefully the Godforge will too. Okay, hold on. I gotta focus up for this part right here. Okay, good. So, got the turn meter boost. Ally protect Elhain. Counterattack. I think we got this. Nice. Okay. That's if that didn't count, then I'm host. Okay. I already know for a fact I'm not going to get this one done. So I'm not going to stress about doing this one. I'm just going to save my energy for campaign. But I got to remember I can probably do this Faction Wars one. Ooh, epic. 3 epic books. Okay, and I'm pretty sure and when I get to Brutal, it's 3 legend. No, I think it's Nightmare if you get 3 legendary books. Okay, I might actually have to bring in Burgess for this level. Yeah, I agree, Austin. This is what I always say about Raid. Raid Shadow Legends is a great game with a ton of potential, but it seems to me that Plarium is doing everything they can to squander that potential. So, people, a lot of the haters on Godforge are calling it a raid clone, but which if you look at it only on the surface level, I could see why a person might think that, but if you've looked into it as much as I have, you'd see that it's already a very different game. Like, just, it's already got a... The game isn't even out yet, and it already has a wider diversity of game modes planned. But yeah, let's say hypothetically it was just a raid clone. If it was a one-for-one copy of Raid with just better people in charge, it's already going to be a better game no matter what, right? You can't do a worse job than Plarium. Oh, you get 3 Lego books in Brutal? Okay, I think they're in Nightmare campaign too. So if you're short on legendary books, you can get them from Brutal and Nightmare, I guess. This might be a controversial take, and I'm sure that you might disagree with me, Skydoodle, and that's fine. But I think game balance is important, and you can't only nerf champions that everyone has access to. Period. Like, because then the game isn't balanced. If you're only nerfing champions that everyone could have, but then the ones that are a lot harder to get are... It's not that just that Trunda's better. She's better by like 1,000%. It's by a margin to which no other champion can compare. That's an imbalanced game mode. And if Hydra Clash didn't exist and Hydra was purely a PvE game mode, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But they turned what was a PvE game mode into a PvP game mode. So now the game is wildly imbalanced, and only people who have that exact team are like... You just can't do that in a game. Like, if anytime a accessible composition arises, and then they nerf it to try to force you to, like, it's stupid. If you don't want your game to be free to play, don't let people download it and play it for free. If you want to charge, like, just charge them $100 to download the game if that's what you want. Like, if you want their money, and then if that's what you want, that's fine. But like, don't advertise your game as being a free-to-play game, and then nerf every single composition that can compete on any sort of fair level. Hey, what's up, Javi? Dude, Mike. So Susie she's doing this new thing on her channel where she plays new gacha games for a week, gives her overall impressions, etc., etc. Well, she recently started covering Summoner's War, and in the comments of her Summoner's War video, I was like, "Yo, what's with this raid clone?" And then after that, I was like, in all seriousness, so this game, it was kind of neat to see, you know, blah 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 blah. So I tried to make it clear that I was joking, because, you know, I put the sentence, in all seriousness though, it was neat to check out Summoners or whatever. These freaking nerds were raging on me so hard, like, what are you talking about? Raid is a Summoners War clone. This game's been out for like, do you not know what a fucking joke is? Like, chill out. Go touch some grass, dude. Like, I think it's so cringe when people say go touch grass. But if you get so butthurt over what was clearly and obviously a joke, you seriously need to go outside and get some fresh air. Hey, nice on the Hellborn. Yeah, she's really good. Especially, yeah. I used Hydra, or not Hydra, Hellborn on my Rares Only Plus. In my opinion, they shouldn't have nerfed anything. They should have left Corpulent Cadaver the way he was. They should have left Madman the way he was. They shouldn't nerf Wixwell. They shouldn't nerf... Just let it go. Let people interact with the game. Once you start nerfing things... If... They nerf things to pretend like they care about game balance, but they're only nerfing the things that are accessible to everyone. Or to the most people. Which, that's the part that infuriates me. That's what I can't get over. Like, open the test server to more people. Use it as an actual, like, beta testing for new champions. Ask your community to help come in and find ways to break your game for you. Make fixes before the characters get into the hands of the population, the public, and nip the problem in the bud so it doesn't... So we're not even... So we won't ever even have to have this conversation. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know it's a touchy subject, but... Yeah, it's... I don't know. I'm over it. I'm not gonna be in this game long enough, or this account long enough to a point where Hydra will be like a thing that I'm stressing about, really. I'm hoping I get into the Godforge Alpha, and I can start playing that, and then I won't have to worry about raid anymore. That's... Yeah, letting Saf in would be a good start, but there's you know, there's other people who can... Like, the only time they've ever nerfed any champion based on stuff they saw on the test server was... There's an epic that could solo Ice Golem 20. I think... Was it Giscard? I think he was part of a fusion, and Stu found out he could solo Ice Golem 20. I think it was Giscard. If it wasn't him, it was... Pretty sure it was him. Or maybe it was... Was there a Sacred Order? It was someone that... It was a tanky defense... Was it Lodric? No, it wasn't. It had to have been Giscard. But they nerfed Giscard. Because he could solo Ice Golem 20. And then, later on, my Celiac Priest Ornn could solo Dragon 25, so they nerfed him before he released. So that they don't mind nerfing epics before they get into the hands of the players. But they wait until the legendaries get into the hands of the players, you know, spend all the resources to obtain them, and then they nerf them. That's that. Okay, by the way, just a quick shout out. I've been buying all the 2-star champions in here to use as 2-star chickens so I can save a ton of energy farming campaign. That's why I've got all these 2-stars. I've been buying them from the shop every time they pop up. I'm running out of space, though. I'm either going to have to extend my space or start actually farming food here in a second. I need to do this for the day, too. Real quick. I don't know. Let's... Okay. Alright. What is this? Oh, cool. I placed in the arena tournament? What? It's okay. We got. Hold on. Let's look at this relentless gear real quick. Did not expect to even place in that, let alone get first. I've been playing pretty casual compared to how I normally play this game. Like I basically didn't. I barely played yesterday. Crit rate, crit damage, defense, speed, accuracy. Oh, that's not from the new ones, but still speed, accuracy. Speed and flat defense gloves. Okay, I was looking at the substats. Defense percentage with accuracy isn't bad. Speed with accuracy, HP, and defense. Those are some MF and boots, yo. So we got defense, chest, speed, boots. Huh. I'm thinking I'm gonna build Vergis in a high resist build, just because he doesn't need accuracy. But maybe he would be like cool in Relentless. Maybe, I don't know. Not for clan boss, but just like, I don't know. Maybe if I pull some real... No, that wouldn't work either, would it? I'll have to think about that. Dude, guys, we're gonna get Saoirse. It'll be any day now. Look how close we are. Alright, back to campaign. And then I'll catch up on chat while the campaign runs are going. Oh, did they nerf Emic? I didn't know about that one. I wasn't really playing the game when Emic was going on, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that's true. Ornn can, yeah. But they tried to nerf him so he wouldn't be able to, but he still does. It's just less, less good. Yeah, okay. The thing about nerfs, especially in a game where you're collecting things and you're using the things that you've collected and you've grown fond of those things, while card games aren't a direct parallel, they do have a lot of similarities. I used to play Hearthstone and create content for Hearthstone, like way long ago, like when my baby was just born. She just turned 8. So like 7 or 8 years ago, I was playing Hearthstone. I played the game like 2 months after it came out, so I played during classic era Hearthstone. I started making content for it when she was a baby, though. And I had 2 decks that I loved to play. They were my favorite decks. They weren't necessarily good decks, but I had a lot of fun playing them. It was Dreadsteed Warlock and Astral Communion Druid. When Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion came out, they nerfed Defile. Or no. They nerfed Dreadsteed because of the way it interacted with a card named Defile. It created an infinite loop. So rather than changing the way Defile would work, they nerfed Dreadsteed. Because they wanted to make this cool card, but it would break the game if they were, if Dreadsteed did. So they nerfed Dreadsteed. And what was a deck that I could probably get to about rank 10 with it every month. Like, it wasn't an amazing deck, but it was fun to play. And I played it every day. But they nerfed it, and it just ruined the deck. And while they did offer, like, dust refunds on Dreadsteed, I built an entire deck around this one card and crafted all of the cards gold. And it included several legendaries. So yes, I got dust refunds on my golden Dreadsteeds. But what about the dust I spent on the rest of the cards to build that deck around that one specific card? Like, probably $1,000 worth of cosmetics down the toilet because they nerfed Dreadsteed. That hurt. And then, but I still had my Astral Communion deck, right? So while one of my favorite decks got nerfed, I still had a favorite, like a fallback, like secondary favorite deck to fall back on. 2 months later, into Knights of the Frozen Throne, they decided to nerf Innervate because people were playing a 10 mana spell on turn 8, and it would like completely swing the game in the favor of the player who played the spell 2 turns early. So rather than nerfing the 10 mana spell, they nerfed Innervate. And if you've never played the game, Innervate was a linchpin piece of the deck Astral Communion, because not only did it allow me to play Astral Communion on turn 1, 2, or 3, the way I had structured the entire mana curve of the deck revolved around having this 0 mana card that generated 2 temporary mana. Now, to be fair, Innervate was an extremely busted card. But by nerfing Innervate, they gutted my Astral Communion deck. So my 2 favorite decks in the entire game got nerfed within 2 months of each other. And neither of these decks were particularly competitive decks, but I could not play them anymore. Because, you know, they wanted to balance the game. And a few months after that, I realized I just wasn't having fun playing the game, so I quit. Like, so nerfing things is a very delicate thing. Like, when people get attached to things, and then those things cease to be, it can be very... It can have a big emotional impact on a person. And it could ruin their fun. So this player who's threatening to quit if they nerf Wixfell, in my opinion, is perfectly entitled to do so. Like, it's just... It's not fun having your favorite thing be removed from the game. Like, I don't harbor any ill will towards Blizzard Entertainment, but they did ruin the game for me. I could no longer find enjoyment in that game because my 2 favorite things to do were ruined. Like, I tried, I continued to play, and playing began to feel like a chore because the decks I was passionate about stopped working. Oh, you know what? I just realized my lamp wasn't on. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, the shady thing about the Eurogrim nerf is they had just done a 10x for him, waited for everybody to blow their money on shards to obtain him, and then, like, very shortly after, they nerfed Eurogrim. That was messed up. Well, good. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, nerfs are a very touchy subject, and really, if your quality assurance team lets something like that slip through the cracks, then that's on the company. That's not the player's fault. Don't punish the players because you made a mistake. It just needs to be in the game now. That's because you made a mistake, and they could have course corrected and made adjustments to him, because I feel like it got out that he was going to be really insane. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the timeline, but I feel like the news broke about Wixwell before the fusion went live, or at the very least, very early into the days of the fusion. They could have done something different. They had time to fix it, I guess. Like, you know, I don't know. Or if they didn't have time to fix it, like, set themselves up in a way that they could have time to fix it in the future if something like this ever happens again. They're not setting themselves up for success. Yeah, they turned a PvE mode into a PvP mode via Hydra Clash. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. That's an interesting point, Javi. I have a theory about how the characters were designed in the earliest stages of the game. I think when the game was new, when the game was yet to be released, nobody really knew how to play the game. Maybe one or two people who built the engine for the game had an idea of what would make a champion good, etc., etc. But because they wanted to launch with so many champions in the game, they had to delegate to a lot of people. And, you know, someone could be a competent game designer, but not necessarily understand the mechanics of the game they're designing fully if they're not the ones who came up with the mechanics themselves. So, you know, you call in, like, Carl from accounting, like, hey, Carl, we're trying to launch this game with 300 champions. We need some help. This is a list of buffs and debuffs. Make sure you give legendaries some good, like, more, give the epic ones a few, and then, like, the smaller versions for the rares, and maybe some overlap in between. Go make some champs. And then Carl from accounting is like, oh, okay. Well, Tila Gormain. Let's see. Let's do, like, I don't know, single target HP burn, a 4-turn cooldown AoE leech, and that sounds like a good champion to me. I don't know. Tila Gormain was the first legendary I ever pulled in Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm still salty about it. So far tonight, Christopher Cole, we've just been cruising through hard campaign. We're going to try to 3-star hard and brutal to get the sacred shards. Oh, there's food in here. That's not a 3-star. I got to redo that. I wasn't paying attention. I should be able to just do this with Alhain. We'll see. I mean, she did it with the food, so she should be fine to do it again. So Raid Shadow Legends was also my first hero collector RPG. I mean, unless you count Pokemon, which I don't think that really counts. This game has much more complicated mechanics than Pokemon does in terms of, like, speed and turn meter and all that. Buffs and debuffs. It's just it's a totally different thing. I'd like to think that a little bit more personality goes into the hero design than that. I know at Godforge they are looking to, they designed the bosses first so that they would have an understanding of the boss mechanics, and then once they knew what the bosses did, then they started designing champions to counter the bosses. So by doing that, they're making sure that every champion, regardless of the rarity, will have a place in the game. They might not be the best champion to counter that specific boss encounter, but they will have utility there as a player in progression to hold you over until you get the better champion. I really like that game design approach. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I have the Inspector Gadget song in my head, but I do. No, it will continue to work, because when they design new bosses, like, oh, well, they had a whole podcast episode about this exact subject, and it's how to handle power creep in your game. And one of the ways they aim to try to counter or avoid power creep for as long as possible anyway is when they design new content, they're designing the new champions to be, you know, when they release new champions, they will be designed to be good against the new content that comes out. Not to say that all the old champions are going to be worthless, but maybe this new champion has a particular set of skills that makes them particularly good against this new particular boss. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot going on. That's over my head, but I'm excited. Speaking of Godforge, did you guys see my my demo 2.0 reaction video I put out last night? Well, I'm glad I could help, Austin. Yeah, I started following along. I think they did the announcement and launched the Discord in June of 2023, and I started following the project and joined the Discord in July of 2023. So I started following the project a month after they announced that they were doing it. So I've been like a year and 3 months or so. I've been following along the Fateless journey. Oh, I don't know why. I thought you dropped your voids on the account, Mike. Congrats on getting Doom Tower down, though. Yeah, the tarnished versus untarnished thing is tripping me a little bit. If okay. Oh, heal reduction. That's not good. Okay. I think. Ooh, that just came down to RNG, really. All right, we got it first try. One sacred in the bag, baby. Let's jump to the Bastion and check our arena. Not that. Refresh. Should probably do this one too. That's interesting. Oh, thank you, by the way, Mike. Yeah, that's an interesting take, too. So, if you guys don't know what we're talking about in terms of, like, tarnished versus untarnished, just go watch my video. But, yeah, I do think that I think the Godforge is going to be more than just a summoning portal. I think it's going to be tied to the lore of the game somehow, like deeply connected. Like the game is called Godforge. So, yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than just it's a summoning portal. You know, so also a lot of people have been asking in the Discord. This is something I see a lot. It's a common concern or, you know, something that people bring up a lot is how are mere mortals going to fight on the same level as gods? So what I mean by that is, so think about, Ramses. He was just like a dude. I mean, he was a king, King Ramses. He was like an Egyptian king, but he's just a mortal man, right? How is he going to go toe-to-toe with Thor or Odin or Zeus? And they say that there's an explanation for it in the lore. So I think one of two things could happen, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be mutually exclusive. I wish he would have just attacked with his... Okay, whatever. They wouldn't have to necessarily be mutually exclusive. So one, there could have been some sort of event that perhaps tarnished all of these gods and legends, and if they were of a godly status, maybe it brought them down a notch. Either that, or you enter the Godforge to forge these champions and ascend them to godhood. Man, it looks really cool seeing a sacred there while the portal's glowing. Man, Seeker would be so cool. I know Wixwell is a better clan boss champion than Tyrant, but I have a really soft spot for Tyrant. That is so tempting, man. I gotta pass though. Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines bumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up. Long ago somebody finished the cup or whatever. I don't know the words of that song. Yeah, Mark knows what's up. No, because Ramses isn't going to be the only like mortal being. I was just using him as an example because he's the only one that we've seen. But you know, they're debating on whether or not Robin Hood should be in the game. So hypothetically, if they put Robin Hood into the game, he's just like a dude who shoots arrows. You know, he's just a dude. Oh, long ago somebody they left with the cup. Okay, thank you. I wasn't really thinking too hard about it. I was just going with the flow. What I think they should do is make him a starter champion. Because he's someone that everyone will recognize, but he's not like some you know, people like, oh cool, Robin Hood. But they wouldn't have to make him like, you know, just make him a starter like El Hain. They can make him like El Hain. No, or you know what? He steals from the rich and gives to the poor. I think it would be flavorful for his kit if he had like a buff steal. So like he steals a buff from an enemy and then gives it to his whole team. Or gives it to any ally who is not under a buff, because they would be the poor, right? So you steal from the rich and give to the poor. That'd be cool. Okay, I gotta do the whole thing. Okay. Or maybe stealing turn meter, or stealing, you know, something. So either stealing buffs or stealing turn meters. Stealing turn meter would make it always applicable because everyone, you know, is always going to have some degree of turn meter. So maybe. Is that less? What's more powerful, stealing buffs and giving it to your allies, or stealing turn meter and giving it to your allies? Huh. I guess it would depend on how much. Like, stealing a buff is really good, but if it was only stealing like 5% turn meter and then boosting allies' turn meters equal to the total amount of turn meters, to like, you know, if you're fighting 4 enemies, it gives your whole team like a 20% turn meter boost. If you're fighting 5 enemies, it gives them a 25% turn meter boost, something like that. That would actually be really cool. Is it important? I don't know. They said that there's an explanation for it in the lore as to why mortals and gods are fighting on the same terms. So I would like to... It's just fun to speculate and try to figure out what that reason could be. Does it matter? No, but I'm interested. Does this hashtag no dime lifetime matter in the grand scheme of the universe? No, but you guys are interested, so you're here. Oh, Mike, that's a good one. Yeah, what is it called? Divinity, the ultimate charge. Yeah. Yeah. We can see in the demo, Aphrodite actually opens with her ultimate and hits your team because it stuns everybody. And when they showed her kit, they showed that her ultimate stuns. So the enemies do have ultimates. Yeah, so why is Loki here? You weren't invited. Get out of here, Loki. Actually, you could hang out for a little bit. It's fine. But when the things get, oh, 5-star. Oh, HP. Oh. I'm gonna take him out because I don't want him to die. I don't want to have to do something twice. Well, I'm glad you appreciate enjoying me. I appreciate the fact you enjoy watching me have fun. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I saw you make that comment about Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls. I do remember, I forget who I was watching. I think it was Day 9. I really like watching Day 9. He's very funny. I think it was his playthrough of Elden Ring that I watched. And when they called him tarnished and maidenless, I lost my dude. I laughed so hard. I was like, that is the sickest burn. You are tarnished and maidenless. Oh man, roasted. I don't understand the significance of what it means to be tarnished within the realm of Dark Souls, so that shit just cracked me up. You live in your mother's basement. Go take a shower. You are tarnished and maidenless. Dude, you get roasted right out. Like the first thing they do when you open that game is get roasted by the narrator. Oh man, I really want to try Elden Ring now. Yeah, you just take the L at that point. Just uninstall. Like, all right, man, I can't go on. Yeah. See, I never played Dota, but I started watching that series because I thought, okay, well, I've heard so much about Dota over the years. We'll watch Dota Day 9 learn how to play, and maybe I'll get interested in it. So yeah, I did watch that too. I didn't end up getting into Dota, but I did watch like 2 or 3 episodes of that series. Yeah, he's a funny dude. Oh, Taco John's? Oh yeah, I forgot you're from the Midwest. Yeah, it's a lemonade. Oh, that's awesome, Christopher. Do you mean Seer? Seeker is not Void, but Seer is. Oh man, dude, the first Void shard I ever pulled in Raid Shadow Legends, I got a Seer and I used her as a 4-star chicken to rank up my Kale to 5-star. Man, that hurt. Well, this is going through my energy pretty quick. Oh, that's great. Grab that. Oh, goodies. 100 gems. 5-star banner. Oh, I want to see what I... Oh, we do get the... Not that I doubted you, but I was skeptical. I'm a skeptical person. I'm a seeing is believing sort of guy. What banner did I get? Meh. I mean, meh. I did get a resistance banner from the Deck of Fate. So if I don't know if I'm gonna go for what's his name? Drexler. I don't know if I'm gonna go for Drexler or not, because it's very likely that the Godforge beta could come out before I get a chance to even use Drexler. Or sorry, not beta, alpha. And I'm likely to be included in the alpha. Hey, what's up, B? Not much. We basically one-shot Mortu on hard, 3-starred the whole campaign, and now we just started into brutal. Yeah, Seeker and Rhonda's they have good synergy because Seeker there's a turn meter boost and an increased attack buff, and Rhonda is a pretty good AoE damage dealer, so they do work well together in arena. Hey, thank you, Koji. I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. If you're enjoying yourself, if you're hanging out, having a good time, please do hit the like button. It really does help me out. When you guys do that, it YouTube will put this out into other people's YouTube feeds, and it gives my channel more visibility, and it makes it more likely that people will find the live stream, find my channel, and it helps me grow. So. Oh, if it was from a Void Shard, it may have been Doomscreech. Or it's possible they just got Seeker and it wasn't from a Void Shard. There's one that looks like Seeker. It's like Seeker without the armor. That's the exact same character model, only Seeker has like armor plates on. But if it was from a Void Shard, then it was likely Doomscreech. But yeah, also, I mean, like, you know, any turn meter booster. Oh, attack percentage and a crit rate set. I'll keep that. That's the sad state of my gear right now. It warms the cackles of your heart. What is that from? That sounds so familiar. Warms the cackles of my heart. What? Okay, that is from something. I've heard that expression before. Warms the cackles of my heart. Okay, I know that's from something. A cockle. Oh, you wrote cockles. Warms the cockles of your heart. Is that? I don't know. I feel like that's from something. Oh, okay. So if it's an epic, it's definitely Seeker then. I think the deciding factor of who I 6-star next could very well come down to who I think will, like, if I can't, this is such a silly metric. It's definitely going to be between Vergis and Mordecai. Oh, please be good. Not really what I was hoping for, but it's good enough to keep speed and accuracy. So, let's go ahead and bring Vergis in. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. The reason it's come down to Vergis or Mordecai for my next 6-star is because I want my next champion that I 6-star to give me the most utility in the most areas. And whichever I don't do next, I will do the next. So, like, whoever's not second will be third between those two. So at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, because I'm probably not going to start pushing dungeons until I have 5 6-stars. So splitting hairs between who's number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 is kind of irrelevant, because, you know, I want to get my first 5 6-stars before I start, you know, so I think what it's going to come down to is, I don't know, if I can't get the Sacred Shard from Mortu, like if I just can't do it tonight, I will consider making Vergis my next 6-star. If I believe that will be the difference between the Sacred Shard and not. If I do get the Sacred tonight, then it's probably going to be Mordecai. And the reason why is because, as it stands right now, Vergis is already the tankiest champion on my account. Even at 5-star, he's tankier than Elhain is at 6-star, just because of the way his stats are distributed between HP and defense, and his passive with the shield and the heal over time, all that stuff. So I think, at the very least, I think I should 5-star Mordecai, because his increased attack goes on for 3 turns, and he does a turn meter boost. That's a very strong support champion. And Loki kind of does a lot of the same stuff, like increased attack, you know, turn meter boost, buff stealing, and all that stuff. But Mordecai does HP burns. And I think the HP burns are going to help me in more areas. And I want to try something that I've never really done before, which is to put a higher focus on Doom Tower and Faction Wars than I would in Dungeons, just to see how that pans out. Oh, just an old set. I feel like I read that or heard that in maybe it was an audiobook I was listening to. I don't know. For live arena, do I think putting everyone in stone skin will make it easier to progress for the mission? I am of the opinion that no matter what gear set you put on your champion, you should aim for a solid build. And if you cannot achieve a good build in a set, you should not try to force the set, generally speaking. However, stone skin is kind of busted. It would depend on... It's really hard to say. If you have a team that if you get a chance to take your turn, then you'll probably win, then it could be a good idea to put, you know, like stone skin could allow you to live long enough to get to your turn if you're not fast enough to go first. Or if you are fast enough to go first, but your opponent's also in stone skin. Stone skin is just another thing that ruins this game, man. Like, the amount of art, like, it is such a good set that if you're not wearing it, you can't be competitive. And if you haven't been playing the game for years and years, you're not going to be able to get that set at a frequency that will allow you to build a collection of it in a manner that will allow you to get enough to compete with the people who already have it. And if it was just damage reduction and blocking debuffs and turn meter and stuff, that would be strong enough to make it a relevant set. But the fact that they sprinkled in the 50-50 on the buff strip, whether it can or cannot be removed, that's too much. That makes it too good. That's one step beyond where it would need to be to already be the best PvP set in the game. But it's so pushed that it forces you to engage with Hydra. And it also makes it so if you don't have it, you can't compete. It's ludicrous. Like, I don't want... This is another reason why I'm really excited for Godforge and their normalized PvP system. The fact that if the game is out for 3 years, and you join 3 years after it started, you could learn how to do the normalized PvP in like maybe a month or so, and then compete on a very competitive level with the best players in the game. The possibility that a player could become the best player in the game as a new player if they have a deep understanding of the mechanics and the meta. Like, that's really cool. That would never happen in Raid. Could you imagine a brand new player coming into Raid and just finishing, like, I don't know, top 100 plat 3 weeks into the game? That would never happen. But in a normalized PvP system, that could happen if a player was good enough. And I would love to see that happen. Oh! 350,000 silver, 100 gems. Come to daddy. Yeah, like they did say they were gonna have like a normal PvP similar to what we see in like Classic Arena in Godforge, which is important. You definitely need a place where people do feel like they can spend to get an advantage. Otherwise, people will not spend in your game. That's just a sad reality. So they are going to have a system that is akin to what we are already familiar with in Raid, where you do use the gear you have farmed, you do use the champions you have obtained, and you do fight them against other people who do the same. You know, but in addition to that, they are also going to have a normalized PvP system. And they're going to make it so you can challenge your friends and start a tournament. So if you want, if your clanmates are talking smack and you want to put them in their place, you can start a tournament, invite all your clanmates, and just duke it out. Settle the score, you know? Yeah, that's a really interesting point too. Like, it's something for you to learn and master again. That's the thing I'm really looking forward to. Is like, for the most part, Raid is basically solved. Everybody knows that for PvE content, this is how much speed you need, this is how much accuracy you need this much HP, this much defense. This is what you need to aim for. And while that stuff will be figured out eventually in Godforge, there's a whole other layer to it, which is this divinity system with ultimates and the ultimate charging. So this isn't confirmed, this is just my speculation. There is a buff in the game called Initiative Up, and people were speculating as to what this buff could do. And somebody made a post in the Game Ideas thread speculating that it affects the turn order. And Hell Hades posted in the comments of that thread saying, nope, that's not what it does. And if it's not that, the only other thing I could think of that it could affect or be related to was the rate at which champions gain divinity. So if there is a stat in the game called Initiative, and it affects the rate at which your ultimate charges, and that stat is one that could appear on gear, you have this whole other level of strategic complexity to consider when you're gearing your champions. So not only do you need speed, not only do you need crit rate, not only do you need crit damage, not only do you need attack, defense, and HP, but now you also need to consider how highly you prioritize initiative, because it affects how frequently you get to use your ultimate. Like, that is really cool. It changes everything. And in terms of speed tuning, what if you have a champion who their ultimate gives like a turn meter boost or something? Like, you have to take into consideration the rate at which they will gain divinity when they're going to use their ultimate, because you could use a champion's ultimate when it's not that champion's turn. So, like, hypothetically, here, I'll show you what I mean. So let's say we're playing Godforge, and let's say Vergis and Elhain have their ultimates, and it's Vergis' turn. I can click on the ultimate icon on Vergis, and Vergis would use his ultimate and come back to Elhain, and then I could use Elhain's ultimate. So that adds a totally, like, a whole other layer of strategic depth and complexity in the combat system that, compared to what we're used to. It's going to be really fun, because, like, one person might, because you're not just having to, man, it just just trying to, like, wrap my head around how you would speed tune a team, you know, and can you set up, like, ultimate priorities? Like, this champion is the highest priority for their ultimate. This champion is, like, when you're doing the team setups. Because if three of your champions get their ultimates at the same time, whose do you want to be used first? And can you set that up in the AI setup? You know, like, because maybe you have a champion whose ultimate does a decrease at defense. Maybe you have a champion whose ultimate gives increased attack to the whole party. And maybe you have a champion whose ultimate is like a really hard-hitting AoE nuke. Well, if that's the case, you want the increased attack champion's ultimate to go off first, so that when the decreased defense champion does their decreased defense, it does more damage and decreases. And then you want the nuker to like. And can you set that up? Like we have no idea. Like we haven't even seen it. Like really anything other than like one stage of campaign and a reliquary. That's it. I'm really excited to see how the game unfolds. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Yeah, so in the Godforge demo, when you go to enter the campaign stage, the team that they have selected says Team Setup 3. So I'm assuming there is going to be some form of team setup system. I'm hoping they implement it better than Raid. What I would really like to see is for them to implement it the same way it's implemented in the Deadwood Jedi Clan Boss calculator, where you can just delay this ability for this many turns. That would be amazing. And just you can switch the abilities on and off in the calculator too by reducing their cooldown to 0. If you do that, then it disables the ability. If you didn't know, it's a nice little tip for you. Excuse me. Gormask. Ignore shield and block damage. Okay, I knew he could do something kind of good. Damage increases by 20% if this attack is critical. So there's 20% bonus damage on a critical hit. You get 10, 20, 35% more damage from books. Hold on. Let me look at this guy's damage multipliers. So he's got a base attack of 1,500. Holy moly. Hold on a second. It's a 4.4 times attack. But if it crits, it deals 20% more damage. And it gets 35% more damage from books. It's rated as a godlike attack. That's kind of cool. He can ignore... Wait. Attacks one enemy, ignores shield and block damage buffs. This champion will receive damage... Oh, so it deals himself equal to his own max HP. Or his own HP. But when you ascend him, it no longer damages himself. Okay. I thought he got extra attack bonus, but only if you didn't ascend him? I get it now. Okay, we're on the same page. Huh. Interesting. Cool. Oh, the Rosendago? Okay. Mike says the only good thing about a Wixwell nerf would be more traffic back to the Deadwood Jedi's page. Yeah, I mean, I still use it. I was using it last night. Sky Touch Shaman is really good, but there's some quirks about her. Yeah. I think I don't know. I think there are some people who build her but don't ascend her because... Hold on, let me look at her kit. I forget exactly what she does. Sky Touched Shaman. I think once she's ascended, this passive kicks in. So, damages this champion by 10% of the max HP at the start of each turn. Heals all allies except this champion, equal to half the champion's current lost HP. Places a 30% decreased speed debuff on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each turn. Also has a 50% chance of placing a fear debuff. I'm wondering, there's some kind of crazy quirk with this where I think it's cumulative. So like first she loses 10% and then she loses 10% again. Like if she heals herself, but then she loses 10%. But it counts a total of 20 and then 30 and then 40 and then 50 and then 60. And then, so after like 10 turns, she's like a massive heal. I think that's how it works. Block debuffs and revive on death isn't bad for like progressing early. So it's 15% of the damage inflicted. Attacks all enemies. Oh, it's an AoE A1. Attacks all enemies heals by 15% of the damage inflicted if this champion has less than 50% HP. Boost this champion's turn meter by 20% instead if this champion has 50% HP or higher. Yeah, I've seen people use her to a great success. Yeah, Mike's saying she's really good. I think her passive, what it doesn't explain very well is that it has like this cumulative effect, where the first, like, she loses 10% of her max HP, but then if she gets a heal, she loses 10% again, but it adds the 10% plus the 10% she already lost. So now it's healing for 20%. And then next time it'll heal for 30% and then 40%. So for really, really long drawn out fights, I think she does really insane healing. It's possible that I've got that wrong, but seems like Mike is saying she's good. I tend to trust his opinion. He's a knowledgeable guy. Let's throw Loki in here. Throw low key in there. Ooh, 3 legendary books, yo! Okay. The one drawback is that you couldn't use her in Clan Boss if you ascend her, because she'll have a chance to fear herself, which means she will have a chance to have her turn skipped, which means if you're relying on her to put the block debuffs up at a certain time, she won't be able to do it because she got her turn skipped. She also slows herself down with decreased speed, and then she can turn meter boost herself. Like she's impossible to speed tune in Clan Boss, which is a place where block debuffs is particularly strong. But just for like dungeon content, progressing as a new player, she should be pretty good for you. Especially if you can put her in regen, because she's going to take damage at the start of her turn, but she's also getting heals at the start of her turn from regen. So it's sort of like undoing the, compensating for the damage that she's taken. I do know that when I'm in Doom Tower hard, if there are Sky Touch Shaman in the wave, I try to kill them ASAP. Because the longer the fight goes, the harder they are to kill. Not only them, but the rest of the wave as well. Okay, we gotta do the whole thing. The whole shebang. She bangs, she bangs. Yeah, Cleanse Block debuff is really good. Hopefully Aothar doesn't just okay. Funnily enough, Aothar is like one of the hardest enemies to beat with your starter champion in campaign. Like, he just hits very hard. He's just he's just one of those enemies that whenever I'm pushing through campaign on a new account, he gives me a hard time. Especially with increased attack. It seems like we're doing okay now. I think level 60s makes a big difference. I'm going to keep this, because if it rolls like 2% crit rate, It could replace my current helm. Actually, let me check it right now. Let's roll the 4-star one first. Crit damage, HP percentage. Accuracy. Okay, let's try that other one. Crit rate. All right, we have 100% crit rate now. I lose 4 speed. Ooh, that actually might be a deal breaker. Because of the way my... I don't want to call it a speed tune. But when I'm farming 12-3, I'll show you what I mean real quick. So when I'm doing 12-3, watch what happens on the final wave. It may not matter if I lose 3 speed. But I know it would have mattered when I was 5-star, but at 6-star it might not matter. Okay. Lightning arrow. I get attacked. And then I attack, which lets me heal up so I don't die to the bombs. And I get a turn in before they can attack me. I don't think 3 speed is the difference here. Okay. And it could be, but it didn't look like it was going to be. I guess we'll find out. Speed tuning is intimidating, and I totally get why you might feel that way, but all it takes is an obsessive, slightly compulsive mindset and a lot of tinkering, and you'll get there eventually. That's how I do it anyway. Or you can be really good at math, which I'm not. Some people are just good at math and they can kind of like have a rough idea of what the speeds need to be, and then they just fine-tune it with the calculator. People like Zafira and Deadwood Jedi. But personally, I just tinker with the calculator until things fall into place. 1 speed at a time, up or down. And eventually, you can kind of... The more you tinker with it, the easier it becomes, because you start to learn... I don't know if there's like an official term for this, but I refer to them as like anchor points in a speed tune, where like, okay, this champion has to be at this speed. If I go any lower, it breaks the tune. Or at least they have to be at this speed in relation to this other champion's speed. So if I move this champion's speed down without moving this champion's speed down, the tune falls out of sync. So if you just play with it long enough, you'll get there eventually. That's what she said. Defense percentage lifesteal gear. That could be like a Vergis clan boss piece until I get him in Stalwart. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Mike, I don't know the difference between Scartorsis or Bistophis. As far as I'm concerned, they're the same champion. I would have never noticed. Selective dyslexia, that's funny. Yeah, I can't differentiate them in my head, if I'm being real. Like, I guess we'll see him in a minute when I get there. Ugh. I was planning on streaming last night, but dude, I made that Godforge video. I spent an hour recording it, and then I spent 3 hours editing it. By the time I was done, I was just mentally drained and exhausted, dude. I could not, like, just the thought of doing anything else. Like, trying to get on a live stream and be entertaining and answer questions and be personable when I was that tired, just the thought of it was like, I cannot live stream right now. It was also like 1 o'clock in the morning when I finished, so I was like, eh. The sun'll come out. Ooh! Hubba hubba. 5-star speed boots with crit rate substats, baby. Oh, okay. I got you, Mike. Yeah. Alright. Bad Alcazar time. And this is, I saw a pair of speed boots on the market that were 4-star speed boots with crit rate in the subs, and I bought them from the market. You recorded 3 raid videos today? That's crazy, man. It wouldn't have been as big of a deal if I wasn't so concerned about making like really good edits. Like, I spent 3 hours editing that video. Because, you know, every new video is a chance to make a new first impression. And I want to make sure that if I am making a first impression, it's a good one. So even if they don't necessarily agree with the points that I'm making, it's possible that they could see the effort I put into my content and be like, you know what? I appreciate the effort this guy puts in. Subscribe. You know? To me, it's worth it. And especially since I'm covering a new game, people who aren't interested in Raid are not likely to click on my Raid Shadow Legends videos. But if someone's interested in Godforge, they might click on my Godforge videos. Someone could be coming from Watcher of Realms to check out Godforge, and they might not have ever seen my content before, and that's an opportunity to make a first impression. Or, you know, Summoner's War or whatever. There's a million gacha games out there. And if people are catching wind of Godforge and they go to YouTube and search for it, if I want to make sure that if I put a video out, it's of a high quality. And I'm hoping that people appreciate that quality. Dude, I feel that, Krutz. Man, the Potion Keep RNG is just... Oh, it's brutal, man. It's like feast or famine. Like, sometimes you drown in the potions, and other times it's like you could spend an entire day's worth of energy in that place and not get a single one. I've done that before. I've spent an entire day's worth of free energy trying to rack up potions so I can ascend one of my champions, and didn't get enough to ascend my champion. Like, it's ludicrous sometimes. I think I only needed like 5 more or something like that too. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna mix the potions in the tavern because I'm not wasting any more energy. Like, I would have had better luck farming silver in Spider 20 and converting that silver into bigger potions than wasting all that energy farming for the potions. That's a sad state of affairs. I mean, hey, whatever works, man. What's funny is, like, to me, what I really enjoy about making videos is editing the video. Like, I'm really interested in, like, movie making, and I know I'll never be like a movie, you know, Hollywood movie editor, but that would be like my dream job. The closest I get is editing my YouTube videos. So the editing process is the process that I enjoy the most. I also really like live streaming. It's a fun social endeavor for me. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really have any friends, really, besides my wife and my kids. So I've got coworkers who I get along with, but I don't really socialize outside of work with any of them. So streaming is my social outlet. Yeah. So, like, I really just want to, like, editing is also a creative outlet for me. It's a chance for me to, like, broaden my horizons and like really push myself to master a craft. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. I already considered you a friend. You've been a very good amigo last few weeks as a fellow Godforge content creator in particular. All right, see you in a bit, Mike. Yeah. But I really do enjoy the editing process. I'm learning a new the software isn't new, but I'm discovering it for the first time, so it's new to me. Discovering a new software called DaVinci Resolve, and it's like they use it in Hollywood films. Like that's how advanced this editing software is. So it's been a lot of fun to try to learn how to use a lot of the things and do a lot of the stuff. I might actually keep this for Vergis's Scarab King solo set. Nearly 500,000 silver, 100 more gems. Dude, I was stoked to have hit 800 gems because it's like, you know, I'm going to be able to buy someone's masteries, whoever I 6-star next. Didn't I just do this? No, I did the Dreadlands. Okay, never mind. We're good. Oh, dude, Elva is sick, dude. Congrats. On my old account, which was like a really developed free-to-play account, Elva was my most used support champion. I used Elva in more areas than I used Duchess. I found that I had a higher success rate on my PvE teams with Elva on the team over Duchess. PvP is a different story, but PvE, I like Elva better. So congrats on her, man. She's a super hard carry. Yeah, Brandon, what you were saying about when one of us eats, we all eat. That's so. I was talking to Hell Hades in the content creator chat in the Godforge Discord, and I asked him because the people who are like on the design team of the game, Hell Hades said they're not going to be able to make Godforge content because it would give them an unfair advantage over the other creators, and it's sort of this conflict of interest. But I know Ash isn't necessarily on the design team. I was suspicious that it was more so a partnership with his company, Aftershock Media Group. So I asked Simon if Ash, because of that, if Ash was going to be able to make content, and he said Ash should be able to because he's not like on the design team. It's more so a partnership with his company. So I was really excited to hear that because if a content creator is charismatic and talented as Ash is making videos for Godforge, that Godforge will have a very robust and, what's the word I'm looking for? Well-developed content creator. Like, it will have a well-rounded, like, if there's a content creator of Ash's caliber making videos for Godforge, it's good for the game. And also, it pushes me to become a better content creator. Because now, when I say competition, I don't mean it in like a negative way. I mean it in like the most positive way possible. Like, knowing that Ash is out there making videos means that I got to step up my game. And I got to push myself to become better. So, because I'm indirectly competing with him, so to speak. But not in like a negative way. I don't mean it like that. Like, you know, friendly competition, I guess. Yeah, and that's another thing too, Brandon. Yeah, it gives us smaller creators a chance to rise up. Yeah. Which is another reason why I'm trying so hard to make sure the quality of my Godforge content is on par with the best of them, you know. Because again, it's every time I make a new Godforge video, it's a new opportunity to make a first impression. Yeah, Elva Autumnborn is an insane carry. She's really good in PvP also. I was just comparing her directly to Duchess. for PvP, if you don't have Duchess, which most people probably don't, especially as a new account, like Elva will carry you in PvP too. When I first got her, I just wanted to see, like, test her out, so I set her as a one-man defense, and I was winning so many of my defense battles with just an... Oh, hello. Hello, beautiful. I was winning it. I felt bad afterwards, because, like, oh, I'm such a dick, but nobody could kill my Elva. She had, like, 400 resistance, and she was built super tanky. So I felt bad and put a different defense. I just wanted to see what she could do. Yeah. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Yeah. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I don't care about being the biggest content creator. I just want to be the best content creator. That's my goal, is to become the best content creator for Godforge. I don't care about being the biggest or having the most views. I just want to make sure that my content is the highest quality content out there. That's my goal. And if my channel grows as a result, then that's just a happy coincidence. Yeah, I hear you on that one, Brandon. The only reason I got into content, because I used to do content for Hearthstone way back in the day, and when I think at the most that channel hit like 300 subscribers, like just I think it was like 296, like just under 300. And looking back, when I watched my old videos, I realized the reason behind it was because I was being really cringe. And it was a very unlikable personality that I was portraying. I was young and stupid. You know, I was like 9 years ago. And I took all the videos down because I was ashamed that I put that out there. And I was like... Also, I was super desperate to become a full-time content creator, and I think my desperation was leaking through, and people could, like, pick up on it, and it was really cringe. Like, so So because I had tried to become a full-time content creator for Hearthstone in the past and failed, I was hesitant to put in the work to do it for Raid. And the only reason I did is because two of my clanmates, Dan and Sam, pushed me really hard. Like, dude, you're one of the most knowledgeable, best players I know at this game. You really need to make guides and teach people how to do this. And they just kept nagging me and nagging me and nagging me. And now Sam, who was one of the reasons I got into content creation, he's one of my channel members now, because he believes in me. So that's, you know, I don't know if he's lurking or in the shadows or not, but he does support the channel. So I thought that's really neat. But yeah, so it's because of Sam and my buddy Dan. Their incessant nagging pushed me over the edge to start making videos for Raid. But I decided that when I went into it, I wasn't going to go into it with the mentality of, I'm going to become my full-time content creator. I went into it with the mentality of, I'm going to make the best guides about Raid Shadow Legends that will teach people how to get better at the game. And I've maintained that mentality. I have strayed from it. There have been moments where my channel was experiencing rapid growth and it went to my head a little bit. And I strayed from the light and got lost in the sauce. But then I caught myself. And I had to veer back to the path of righteousness and get back to what it was special about my channel that people were connecting with in the early days. So yeah, that's where we're at now. And I want to make sure when it comes to my Godforge content, I want to make sure that I never stray from the path. I always want to make sure that my primary objective is always going to be make a good video. Don't care about clicks, don't care about views, just make sure the content is good. When people click on that video, they need to walk away from it smarter than they were before they clicked on it. And if I could do that, then I'll be happy. Out of context, that last sentence, you just lived the back end of life forever. Is that why you were in prison? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. That was a stupid joke. I apologize. Yeah, like when I first got into making videos for Hearthstone, I was doing so on like a $30 laptop. It was not a quality piece of hardware. And actually, I wonder, I deleted the vast majority of my videos, but some of them I kept and made private. I wonder if I can show you guys the quality, like the image quality that I was working with. Your videos. Okay. Let me find one. That is so stupid. Okay, hold on. I'll show you guys what I'm laughing at in a second. Okay, I think I deleted it. Okay, never mind. I had one video that went like super viral when I first got into it. But I deleted that video. It wasn't until after I was deleting many videos, I was like, oh, I could probably just make these private and keep them for myself to enjoy. Okay, I'll show you the one that made me laugh. This is when I first got my green screen. Hold on. This is this dude. Okay, let me mute. Okay. My wife just got me a green screen. And this was me like playing with it. This is so stupid. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna mute the microphone so you don't just hear me laughing the entire time. Let's get this. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume up here. Okay. Oh man, I forgot I didn't I thought I muted the microphone. I was trying not to laugh, but that's like the stupidest. Oh, hold on. Turn this volume down. We'll hit play on this. All right, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Yeah, so when my wife got me the green screen, I was like, all right, I got to do something cool. Yeah, I know. There's hair on my head back then. There's a video out there somewhere. So I work at the Ford assembly plant in Kansas City, and right before they switched from the 2012 model to the 2013 model, the union had a film crew come in and record some of the production process of how that we built the F-150. And I'm in the video. At the time, my job was called motor deck assist, and what I would do was, so the motor deck operator would pick up the engine on a hoist and push it over to me, and I would sort of like catch it and break its momentum, and then put my left hand on the transmission and reach down, grab the drive shaft, and then I would sort of twist the drive shaft and marry the transmission to the drive shaft. And then after the drive shaft entered the transmission, I would look under it and make sure the motor mount bolts were lined up with the frame in the back, while my partner would make sure the motor mount was lined up at the front in the engine compartment. And we would sort of drop the engine in at the same time. That was my job. It was one of the hardest jobs in the entire plant. Like that job is the reason I have a bad back today. I haven't done that job in like 10 years and my back is still messed up from it. But yeah, there was a video of me doing that job, and my hair was like down to here. Like I had really long hair for a really long time. Like, I could almost pull it back in a ponytail. So somewhere out there on the internet, there's a video of me with my long, pretty blonde hair putting a motor in a F-150. Oh no, Alhane died. Wait, can Vergis just solo this? If Vergis can solo, I'll just put him in solo, bro. Once that ad dies... He's gaining HP now that the ad is dead. Yeah, we'll see if Vergis can solo. The decreased defense is... a big deal. The Virginator. Oh, Executioner's really good, man. Ugh. Yeah, this is a good champion. AoE decreased speed. A1 stun, and he puts a self counterattack on himself. So when he's counterattacking, he has a chance to stun the enemies. Do you want to have another champion that could accompany Vergis? Probably not. They probably just die. So yeah, I think I started to go down this road earlier, but in typical Adam fashion, I lost my train of thought. It's possible that the best thing for me to do could be to 5-star Mordecai and level him to 50 before I 6-star anyone. Instead of like taking him straight to 6-star, maybe put him to 5-star and try to get some decent gear on him and see what kind of progression that gives me. I don't know, man. All of Vergis's gear is at level 12, by the way. Like, he's not even like maxed out gear. He's just tanking and spanking. He might just solo this. I don't know. He might not be able to kill both ads. He was getting low while he was fighting one ad and the boss. But if he doesn't do this, I might just level his gear to 16 and see what happens. Or see if I can find some better gear for him. He's still in like the very... like the epic gear you get when you first start. Like the HP gear. I think it's just called life gear. The HP gear you get at the start of the game. And it's all at level 12. I don't even think he's in speed boots. I could try to give him like crit rate gloves so he does a bit more damage. I don't know. Oh, I have a defense lifesteal chest. I could slap Elhane's gear on him real quick with just the defense percentage chest instead of the attack percentage chest. I'm assuming he fails anyway. That could be a quick and easy solution. Because his gear is like poo-poo right now. He's still slapping these nerds around. Just, who's your daddy? That second wind passive isn't like really crazy. He needs to get knocked below 50% for the continuous heal to go up. So there's the heal. So now that he's got it, he's going to start healing back up again. And it's not, the passive isn't fully booked, so it's on a 2-turn cooldown. Yeah, this boss just isn't doing enough damage to him. I think I have to beat it under 10 minutes, so I think we're good. Wild, man. Vergis is nuts. Nice. Who would have thought? Me, I guess. I would have thought. That's why I tried it. Let's just go ahead and throw Vergis in, just to be safe. There's like bombs and stuff. I don't even know if I'm gonna mess with the Arbiter missions. Like, if I get to like stage 20 dungeons, I'll go back and do it just to get Arbiter. But again, like this series will last until I get to play Godforge. So who knows? Could be a month, could be 3 months, could be 4 months, 5. Who knows? I do know that my wife is planning to get me a tablet for Christmas, which is will be an Android device, which means if I do get into the Godforge Alpha, I will be able to play it on my Android device while I'm at work. If I'm not able to play it at work, I will be playing it on PC when I'm at home, which means I won't be playing Raid on my PC while I'm at home. So I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to live stream Godforge or not. If I'm not, then obviously I won't. But if I am, then I absolutely will. We'll have to wait and see. They said they haven't figured it out yet. And it's going to depend on what state the game is in when it gets to us. But if... I don't know. It would be kind of unfair. Yeah, it would be unfair to, like, if I get in because I'm a mod, but other content creators don't get in. It would be very unfair to the other content creators if I was able to make content for it. So I could see why they might not let me, and I would totally get it. I'm sure there's some people who wouldn't mind, but I know for a fact there are other people who would, and I could think of a couple off the top of my head. I'm not going to mention names, but I can already tell by some of the personalities that I've seen that there are people who would throw a fit. So what I understand from what I've been told is that the alpha is going to be a very select, limited group of hand-picked people. They haven't gone into super big details as to what that entails, other than obviously people on the Godforge team and Discord moderators. That's all I know. Who else it will include beyond that is entirely up to them, and they have not divulged that information. But what the alpha phase testing is going to be is heavily feedback driven and bug fixes. So while I'm playtesting, I'm gonna do everything I can to try to break the game and find bugs. Like when I go to buff somebody, target the enemy team to see if it'll let me target the enemy team, or when I go to select a debuff on an enemy, select someone from my team to see if it'll, like, stuff like that. Like, what happens if I place a buff and then override the buff? Does it get, like, what happens if a buff gets overridden? Does a bug got, like, I don't know. So it's going to be less just playing the game and trying to have fun, and more so trying to find ways to break the game. Find champions who seem like they might have an interesting interaction with each other, and see what I can, I don't know. But, and then also trying to get a feel for the systems that are in the game, so I can give feedback on them. And then after the alpha, they're going to do like beta, which is going to be more so still like feedback. Obviously you want more, but also I think it's going to be like testing the strain on the servers and like that kind of thing, like making sure their systems don't crash when a big load of people come in. And then they said they're also planning to do some sort of soft launch before global launch, which will likely be limited to a specific region, or like a small country in Europe somewhere. But if you have a VPN, you could likely bypass that and get in. Okay, so the question is, do I bring Vergis, or do I see if Alhain can solo? I don't know if... Well, okay. Vergis will... Elhain is strong affinity. Vergis is neutral affinity. So if Peril goes off, Mortu is likely to target Vergis, and I don't know if... I'll try going solo first. Just to see what happens. Hey, what's up, Yobi? It would be nice if the I'll probably just end up getting a VPN. I don't think it's going to be in the United States. They'll probably be somewhere a small European country for the soft launch. We'll see what happens without Vergis first. Okay. Okay. He got Fiery Rage. That was kind of just a fluke. I think she can solo it, man. I think this is just gonna be one of those things like where it just comes down to RNG. Do I get the Peril or not? Hey, well, welcome. Glad to have you. Oh, nobody died. That's kind of a bummer. All right. Maybe I open with this. Oh, I thought maybe I can pick off the side ads. He did get the turn meter boost, but it wasn't the portion of... So there's two effects on Peril. One that grants him a turn meter boost, and one that actually unlocks the Peril itself. I guess the passive is called Fiery Rage. Has a 10% chance to unlock a secret skill, Peril, for 1 turn. Also has a 20% chance to fill this champion's turn meter by 25% when attacked. So there is only a 10% chance each time he's hit that Peril unlocks. No Peril. We did get block heal reduction though. Fiery Rage procced, but he's dead, right? Okay, you know what? I think we were kind of joking around in the Discord about a 3-star brutal speedrun, but I think it could be done. Huh. I mean, to be fair, that was a 6-star Elhain. But someone was telling me in Discord that one of the people that were part of the free-to-play challenge, like the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge at the start of the year, somebody 6-starred their Kale on day 1 because they were going hard in the challenges and unlocking energy in the challenges and the missions and stuff. So if it's possible to 6-star your starter champion and you have like a secondary, like really powerful, like, because you can get Sun Wukong or Karato to start with, or both. Starting with both, you would steamroll normal and hard because your 2 opening champions are going to level straight to 50 without needing food. And then if you can kill Mortu Macabre on Brutal before he kills you with 2 level 50 Spirit Affinity nukers, it might be possible. You might have to stop and farm some lifesteal gear, but that I mean, that's, you know, it's like whatever. Kind of want to like theory craft on it. I am off work all week this coming week. So we can try it. If I get bored and feel like I need something to do, we can try a 3-star brutal campaign speedrun. The idea would be to unlock that sacred shard while your new player boosted ×2 sacred shard summoning event is still live. And see what you can pull from the 2 sacreds you get from hard and brutal campaign. Inside the first like 48 hours or whatever. Yeah, man, and my daughter doesn't have school to, I guess it's technically, oh, it's not Monday yet, it's 11:50. She doesn't have school on Monday, so I'll get to hang out with her today. And we actually had to ground her because in the past, this is the 3rd time this has happened. When she's getting on Minecraft, she's playing with strangers in Minecraft. And we keep telling her, like, you can't talk to strangers on the internet. Like, even if they tell you that they're kids, you can't play with strangers on the internet. And I know there's a way to like, turn that off, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. Well, okay, I started to, but she's playing on my wife's Microsoft account. So when I went to it, you can't just adjust the settings in the game, which is stupid. Like, you try to adjust the settings in the game, and it takes you to an external link inside your internet browser. And I didn't know my wife's password, so I handed the phone to my wife and said, hey, you're going to have to set this up. It's your Microsoft account. And she's like, I don't know how to do it. I was like, well, okay, then I guess we can't let her play Minecraft. She's like, no, it'll be fine. We went with the trust system, and I caught her playing with strangers on the internet. So we had to put the kibosh on Minecraft. So she's grounded from Minecraft. So hopefully the weather's nice and we can play outside. She was supposed to go to her grandparents' house tomorrow too, but that got canceled as part of the punishment. But we went bowling yesterday to celebrate her birthday, and she really liked bowling. She wanted to go again, but we canceled that too. It's part of her. Like, I don't know how else to like explain it to her. You can't talk to strangers on the internet. Yeah, for real. And we had the issue in Roblox, so we uninstalled Roblox completely. Like, we just stopped letting her play Roblox. And then there was this other game. It was like some sort of like game where you like raise virtual pets, and I was like, all right, that's a cute little game. But then I walked by and saw like chat scrolling on the. I was like, what are you doing? And she like freaked out and tried to hide the phone. I was like, no. No. You're not pulling one over on me. Because the fact that she acted guilty and tried to hide what she was doing was just proof that she knew that she wasn't supposed to be doing it. So like, okay, we can't play this game. So I uninstalled that game. And I was like, well, and then I started playing Minecraft on my computer. And I knew that if I created a world, no one else could join the world without my permission. It's like, all right, well, maybe I'll just let her play Minecraft. It seemed like a safe thing to do. But then I was like, I saw other characters in the game with her one day. I like saw, you know, I was like, just being nosy, a nosy little parent, and I saw her playing with other people. I was like, who's that? And then she lied to me and told me she was playing with her sister. So I texted, because her sister was at, my stepdaughter was at her dad's house. So I texted my stepdaughter, I was like, are you playing with Minecraft with Quinn right now? She's like, no. And I was like, we got a problem. So yeah, I just had to put the kibosh on it, man. Playing Raid would be a good punishment. I was watching Susie play Summoner's War. That game looked cute. She might like. I mean, the boobies are a little. I mean, it's not like graphic, but they accentuate the boobies quite a bit. But I thought of Quinn when I saw Susie playing Summoner's War. It looked like a cute little game. But now she was gonna get a new tablet for her birthday, which was a couple weeks ago, because her old tablet broke. But then we caught her playing Minecraft with strangers on the internet. So, okay, no tablet for your birthday. We're gonna push it back till Christmas. But my wife has an old phone that still functions. She just, she wanted to upgrade. So we've been letting her play Minecraft on the cell phone, but then we caught her, getting online. So I took the phone away today. It's right here. Man, when I got into Watcher of Realms, like, I had heard like stories of the jiggle physics. I couldn't help but like engage with the jiggle physics, but not like in a perverted way. It's just like when you have like just watching something like cause and effect, like you shake it and it jiggles. Like I couldn't help play with the jiggle physics. It was like hypnotizing, but not because of the sexual connotations. It was just very satisfying to watch. It's like when you have Jello on a plate and just jiggle it. And I don't know. I was like, I couldn't. It was very distracting. I was trying to concentrate, and then you got these boobies jiggling in my face. I actually made a YouTube short of my reaction to the jiggle physics when I first encountered them. I blame it on my ADD, baby. Alright, my lemonade's gone. I gotta resort to the water now. Yeah, I should make an account in Raid for my daughter and make her do Classic Arena. So she loses in the pay-to-win arena over and over again. See, nope, you gotta fight everybody on that page before you reset. When we went bowling, she was really sad because she never got a strike, and I was like, just like everything else, bowling is a skill, and you gotta practice. And I think that resonated with her, so she wanted to go again so she can get more practice. She really, really wanted to get a strike, and she was kind of bummed out that she didn't. And I don't think my wife handled like how like my daughter wasn't pouting. She was just like disappointed, My wife was like, "If you're gonna be pouty, we're not gonna take you anywhere." I was like, "Dude, chill out. She's perfectly entitled to be disappointed. She had her hopes up, and the thing didn't go the way she thought it would. Like, you're overreacting." She wasn't even like throwing a fit. She was just slouching in her chair a little bit, like slightly. I was like, "Man, you need to take a chill pill, woman. It's her birthday. Like, chill out." But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to unlocking Doom Tower. I don't even know what rotation it is currently, but if it's Scarab King, I want to see what I've seen Vergis can sell the Scarab King, but I've never built him for that on any account before. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like she wasn't like throwing a fit or acting like a brat. She was just like slouching a little bit because she wanted really badly to get a strike and she couldn't get one, so she was just a little bummed out. Oh, Frost Spider? Okay. Huh. Okay, so that definitely has Scarab King. All right, cool. And that's good because that'll give me time to prepare a team for Griffin so I can start farming Guardian set gear. I don't know if I'm going to build all 5 of my champions in Guardian. I would like to do at least 2, maybe 3 in Guardian. But Vergis I'm going to build in Stalwart. And he's got built-in heals into his passive. So once he starts getting low and knocked below 50% HP, he'll put a continuous heal on himself, plus the shield that he gets. So, I don't think I want to put Fane in Guardian, because she's already going to be the squishiest. I don't know. What trip did you go on last week? Man, I thought this was going to take way longer. This was my plan for the whole stream. Now I don't know what to do. Man, let's get some sick gear from this chest, maybe. Nope. Charms. Charmed, I'm sure. I guess I'll just keep making food. Oh, TwitchCon, that's right. Yeah. I knew that. Sorry, I got bad memory. Do I? That energy's gone. That energy's gone. That energy's gone. I'm not gonna get this. Maybe we make Fane the next 6-star just so I can complete this quest every day. Because I've been missing out on this energy because I can't do this quest. Fane does decreased defense, weaken, 2 poisons, and decrease attack. So every turn cycle, she's putting up 5 debuffs. Maybe Fane is low key the angle here, just so I can get an extra energy refill every day. It kind of goes against my plan, but like I was saying earlier, I'm not going to push dungeons until I have 5, 6 stars anyway. So the order isn't necessarily super relevant. I think I just decided Fane is the next one, and then it'll make it. Yeah, how about that? All right, cool. That's the plan. Fane's my next 6-star. Plot twist. Surprise! But I'm out of energy though, right? Oh no, I got some in my. Oh, no, I spent it all. Oh, spent most of it. And since Fane is my next 6-star, she should be the second one to get masteries. Since so she'll get War Master for Clan Boss. Okay, that's the plan. I accidentally figured out the best path. Or what I perceive to be the best path. It seems to make a lot of sense to me, so we're going to stick with that for now. I'm trying really hard not to use the same food over and over again, because last time I did that, I always used Incubus as my food champion, and then at the start of the year when they show you your favorite champion or your most used champion, Incubus was among my favorite champions, because I was always taking him into campaign to use his food for farming. Hey, what's up, Jack? Ah, yeah, man, I hear that. Man, I did not expect to make Fane my next 6-star. Or maybe I take her to 5-star? Just so she can survive long enough to put up some debuffs? I guess I could take her to 5-star and see if that solves my problem, and if it doesn't, if she's still too squishy, because she does lack a lot of stats. So maybe I can just take her to 5-star, see what that does, and then if I need to 6-star her, I can. I think that's the play. Yeah, you're probably right, Andrew. Hey, I got a question for you guys. Right now, the chat is a little smaller than it normally is, but you guys can see your logos and your names. Is this, if I zoom in, it cuts off the logo of your channel icon, but the chat is bigger. Do you like it better with the chat slightly larger, or do you like it better with your profile pictures revealed? I'll do a quick poll. Okay. Because it doesn't make a difference to me, but if you guys like seeing your profile pictures on the screen, and it makes a difference to you, then let me know. Now's you know, mom spaghetti time. Thank you, Austin. Yes, Austin says after voting, click like on the stream. Andrew says depends on whether he has his glasses on. So far, the majority is leaning to with profile pictures. There might be something I could do to appease both crowds, but it would mean... Huh. It would mean... I could do this, and it kind of overlaps and might make it hard to read. What do you guys think about that compromise? I wonder if there's a way, maybe if I take it off dark mode, or I can make it so this box isn't transparent. Like right now the box is transparent, so it's see-through. I could change it so it's not, and then this text where it overlaps wouldn't be difficult to read. And that way it's a good compromise where you guys still get the profile pics, but the people who like prefer the larger chat still get the larger chat. That's something I could do too, actually. Let's see what that looks like. Where is YouTube chat? Okay. Properties. No, not properties. Is it properties? No. Hold on. Filters. That's what it is. Turn that off. So how about that? So now it's not hard to read the edge. It just overlaps a little bit. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I don't want to discuss politics at all. Okay. Let's end the poll. So people say with profile pictures. Do you guys mind that it overlaps a little bit here? Another thing I could do, but I don't know if this is, you know, I could shrink it so there's no overlap, but then it makes the game window smaller. So I don't know if that's the right play either. Oh yeah, sorry, Mike. Yeah, yeah, just messing with the chat box. Normally, normally I would have it like this. But in order to get it like this, I would zoom in on it. I forgot to zoom in today. So like control mouse wheel up or control mouse wheel down. Oops. Ah, wrong. Why is it doing that? That's good. My mouse wheel down is broken. I can't. Oh wait, I could do this. My mouse wheel down, it doesn't function anymore, so I could only zoom in. It was like that because I normally have it zoomed in, but I forgot to zoom in today. And I was asking it what people prefer. It seemed like the majority preferred with the chat on screen, but some people prefer the larger chat. So one thing I proposed was zooming in so the chat is bigger, but then just sliding the box over so you guys can see so it's like a compromise. But then it covers the screen a little bit, so I didn't know. I don't know. I'm trying to find a solution that makes everybody happy, but as we all know, that's impossible. Or I should say not probable. I guess there might be a solution that could please everybody. Burgess, you should know better by now, man. You can't place Ally Protect on Alhaine when she's got block debuffs, or block buffs. Dude, Tag Arena has been brutal, by the way. Like, if it's not a food team, I can't beat it. I don't think I'm gonna mess around with Drex, just because I don't think I'll get him in time. Oh, I could buy energy. Oh no, I thought it was 300 bars. Never mind. Just kidding. Should be 300 bars for 1,000 energy. I think I have clan gold. Do I could buy 3 packs of energy. I don't know, man. But I'm like out of juice. I'm out of stuff to do on this account. Well, we did decide that Fane is going to be, at the very least, the next 5-star for the sake of the advanced quests that say place 50 debuffs on the clan boss. Because as it stands currently, I cannot complete that. And because I cannot complete that, I'm missing out on a free energy refill every day. So I think Fane... I don't like the way that black looks. I liked it better when you could see through it and it was purple in the background to match... Oops, that's not the right one. I just think that looks the best. I don't know. What I would normally do with my clan gold would be buy Yakarl the Scourge, because he is an insanely underrated and powerful champion. But he's currently locked. If I had Yakarl unlocked, then what would I do? Accessories. Like, these are really good. If you can find speed charms in here, I buy speed charms whenever I can. I know there are some people who think that it's not good value, but I disagree, so I buy them. And that was literally the difference between me hitting Ultra Nightmare on my old account and not, because I needed the speed substat gear on my Guardian set gear to get everyone fast enough in Guardian. So the speed charms are really good, in my opinion, for that reason. So yeah. I think just in terms of having a clean... just a clean aesthetic, I like this, the way this looks the best. I don't know. Overruled! I don't know. I rather enjoy pulling the shards. I appreciate the offer. It's kind of you to take me into consideration, because you do have really good... That is the way on this channel. The community votes. Okay, speaking of Get Wrecked poll, let's look at the last community poll that I did on my community page. Oops, that's not the right. Switch accounts. Here we go. View channel. Community. Oh, now my mouse wheel down is working. Okay. Oops. So, respect to everyone who voted for Soulbond Bowyer, by the way. I almost made her my first 6-star just to mess with you guys. The only reason I didn't is because I already had the masteries purchased for Elhain. That's literally the only reason I didn't make Soulbond my first 6-star. If I didn't purchase Elhain's masteries and I still had the gems floating around, I would have made Soulbond my first 6-star just to blow your guys' minds. I seriously considered it, and I was like, oh wait, she doesn't have masteries. She might not be able to do 12-3 as my campaign farmer. Okay. But because she gets an extra 30% chance to crit, or 25% chance to crit on all of her skills, and has a 12% crit rate aura, she would be extremely easy to gear as my campaign farmer in crit damage gloves. So I legitimately considered it, because if she could just like smash through the waves one shot, next wave, one shot, next wave, one shot, she would have been a very nice quality of life first campaign farmer. But I decided not to make her my first 6-star. So, but yeah. I definitely understand where people are coming from with these. But I think for the sake of doing my advanced quests, to place 50 debuffs on the clan boss, like, missing out on that energy really hurts. Especially when my energy is so limited already. I could go for Wixwell. That event ends pretty soon. What do you guys think? I have 2 Sacreds. I don't want to pull my Ancients. What if I could, and what, okay, I'm stuttering. Mike says no. There's a fusion coming up. Wouldn't it be insane if I could do this fusion? I'm gonna get another ancient shard right here. 2 sacreds, 2 voids, 19 ancients. Well, if I'm being honest, I kind of just want Tyrant, man. I like Tyrant. I know he's not the best champion here, but I like him the most. He's my favorite. He's a champion who I really like. I think I'm honestly interested to see if I could complete a fusion this early. Like, the number one factor of deciding whether a player can or cannot complete a fusion is, do they have the shards a lot of the time? I've got some shards here. And a lot of the times for dungeon divers, the most efficient stage to farm is like stage 4 of a dungeon. Just because it gets you the most points per energy in dungeon divers. And I could do stage 4 of all the dungeons. It would be tedious. I don't have enough sacreds. Dude, I love Tyrant, man. He holds a special place in my heart. He's just one of those champions that I wanted for so long. And when I got him on my old account, it was just like, he soloed Dragon 20, he soloed Spider 20, he soloed Ice Golem 20, and then later on, I used him to build my first... I already had an unkillable team on that account, but I was bored with it. I wanted to take on the challenge of, can I build a 1-key Ultra Nightmare team that is not unkillable, like a traditional clan boss team with no counterattacks, no ally attacks. Just good champions built tanky. And I did, and Tyrant was part of that team, so that's another reason why I like Tyrant so much. It's a very sentimental champion for me. And that's another thing, as Mike's saying, like, because I'm such a new account, my point thresholds to obtain, I think it'd be interesting to try, just to see if I could. Like, it would be a really cool concept if a 2-week-old account could finish a fusion. And I've got gems too. Like, I haven't spent, like, I could buy like another 11 or 14 more ancient shards if I needed to. If it was close. Or energy refills. I've already spent this. I wasn't thinking about the fusion, but saving that 500 energy pack and the other refill, that would have been smart. Yeah, if I was thinking about it, if I had put more thought into it, I could have saved all that energy. And I am off work, that's true. I don't even know what the champion does. I'm just curious to see if a brand new account has the capacity to complete a fusion or not. And I think if I could do it, it would be really cool. Because that's one of the most requested things I see that I've never done before is, like, people want me to do fusion guides. But I'm not particularly fond of doing fusions, so I've never done one. And I'm usually too busy to, because normally, like, a content creator like Hal Hades, who is a full-time content creator, doing it as his job. So he wakes up every day, tells you what he's doing, what his plans are for that day, and what he did the day before on his path towards completing the fusion. Due to my work schedule, I just don't have time to do that. I as much, even if I wanted to, I couldn't and wouldn't have the time to make videos like that every day. I would have to log all my progress with screenshots and take notes, and then make a video at the end of the week telling you what I did. But that's not going to help you in real time, because if the fusion ends on Wednesday and I can't update you until Saturday, you know what I mean? Like, not being able to know what I did on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get it done until Saturday, that, you know, like, so just the logistics of it from an educational perspective are not as valid, but from an entertainment perspective, it could be cool. But I'm more concerned about the educational aspect of it. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I did say that I wanted to wait until there was a ×2 event before I pull my shards. I think I'm going to stick to that. If the ×2 event happens to occur, if we get a ×2 event when the fusion starts, and I'm able to keep up with the other events and tournaments, and maybe I get lucky and pull like a legendary or something, and I just hit, you know, I'll go into it from a very casual perspective and see how I do with the first summoning event, if there's a ×2 during, you know. Oh yeah, Dungeon Divers is the worst, man. Silver is another limiting factor. I hate artifact enhancement events. Because, like, there's two most efficient ways to do it. The actual most efficient way to do these is the airplane mode trick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are video guides out there that can explain how to do it. It's way too complicated and way too involved for me to be bothered. The next most efficient way to do it is to take all of your gear that you would plan on selling as garbage anyway, and leveling it to like level 8, and then selling it. So you put silver in, and then you get some silver back. So you take this, upgrade it to 8. So that costs 17.5 thousand silver, and you sell it. Okay, this isn't a good set because the sets which are farmable from campaign don't sell for a lot. But the sets you get from Fire Knight and the non-campaign farmable sets, so like Curse set, Frost set, obviously Relentless sells for a lot. Toxic set sells for a good amount. This doesn't sell for much because it's campaign farmable, but all the sets which cannot be farmed from campaign sell for more. and Fire Knight has the most sets, which cannot be farmed from campaign. So if you farm Fire Knight, save all your crap gear, and then level it to 8 and then sell it. Level it to 8, sell it. Level it to 8, sell it. That's one of the better ways to get lots of points during artifact enhancement events. It's just so tedious. That's the tediosity of it all is what really annoys me and makes me not want to do them. Yeah, and the airplane trick is even more tedious than the method I just described. So yeah. Anyway, I think we've done about all we can do in the game today. I made sure that I saved that promo code energy for you guys so we could hang out a little longer. Oops, that's not the right button. Ignore what's not supposed to be in the frame. It's a figment of your imagination. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here and you enjoyed yourself, make sure you hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe because that will help you find my channel again in the future. I appreciate everyone who hung out tonight. We got a new channel member. She didn't sign up during the stream, but some of you may know Joya B from the Fateless Discord. She recently signed up for channel membership. So thank you, Joya B, if you're watching this. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I will see you all in another video soon. But until next time, everyone, happy raiding.